And welcome back to Fisher Stadium. We begin the Maroon Club post-game show. Remember, every gift matters every year. Join the Maroon Club today. Matt Province alongside our All-Americans Phil Ing and Maurice Bennett. And when we talked at halftime, Mo, it was about making adjustments, getting in there defensively. I think that we saw that very effectively in the second half.
Yeah, we talked about being more physical and more aggressive at the point of attack. We had a great fourth down stand where we were aggressive at the point of attack. We made an interception there at the end, key, huge plays on defense. So I didn't see much of an adjustment schematically. Guys just played with more effort.
More effort. We're going to hear from Frank Tavani now all about that. Down to the sidelines, our head coach, John Leone, with Lafayette's head coach, Frank Tavani.
Thank you so much, Matt Province. And Coach, today was Wounded Warriors Day, and I had a chance to talk to one of those guys, and he gave me this. It's a survival bracelet. I think it's more fitting that you have the thing. Coach, I'll tell you what, I don't know what a Hoya is, but this was a dogfight.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I wasn't surprised. I've been watching that film. Their offense has been getting better and better. They had 3 10-play drives against Harvard, didn't finish them. They're well coached. Rob's doing a terrific job there. Kids came to play. You know, we battled. We started slow, but that's a heck of a fourth down stop. And then to recover the way we did and to be able to drive down the field. We're making a lot of errors out there. The pre-snap penalties are going to cause me to have another heart attack, but I'm working on it.
I'll tell you, Coach, listen, there's a thing called almost losing. It's called winning, and that's the bottom line. And the thing is, it was an uneven performance, but you got to be proud of the kids for stepping up and making plays at the most critical times.
Well, we really are, and the number of freshmen out there is just staggering. Special teams and everywhere else. We got so many people out hurt. We lost some people again, it looks like. But you just keep battling back, and the guys know, the kids know, hey, who's ready to play and practice all week gets ready to play the game. So, you know, we wanted to keep our undefeated record here at home. We're trying to keep it intact. So
I'll tell you that the win over Wagner here, and then this win over a very good Georgetown team, they're character wins, Coach, something to build on. Doesn't get any easier going up to Cambridge, but enjoy this one for a couple of days.
Well, you know, it's a 24-hour rule, so we'll enjoy it and certainly look forward to a very big challenge at Harvard.
Good luck up there, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's go to Jared Roberts, one of our Coca-Cola players of the game. Jared, I'll tell you, the defense came up big time when it had to. Little trouble stopping the run, but one of the critical plays of the game was the punt return. Take us through that.
His kick was they all come left, so got it, saw a lane, knew I needed to make a big play.
So it was something that you guys saw on film that they tend to cover that side of the field?
Yep, they tend to kick it to the left mostly all the time, so just took advantage of it.
How cognizant were you of the sideline? Because I was watching you. I was on this side watching it, and I'm telling you, it was microscopic. Did you realize how close you were?
I realized. I did actually. I tried not to look down because I just had to keep running, but I knew it was close, but I knew just keep running until you hear a whistle.
And the cutback across the field, you were able to pick up more blockers. Were your teammates almost as surprised that you kept the play alive?
Oh, definitely. I always cut back, so they knew from last game I probably would cut back, so they're going to keep running for me, but they're always surprised at that. Nobody really ever cuts back like that. But
Jared, congratulations on a terrific win. Keep them together. Big challenge next week up at Harvard, but keep it. It's a great win today. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Good deal. Okay, Ross Sherman, step in here. Gee whiz, Ross. When it comes down to issues, you seem to be the guy to make the play at the end. Take us through the last touchdown that iced it.
We scored on that earlier. I think that was my first touchdown of the game. We had that in our red zone package, so we knew that play was going to work well for us down in the red zone.
2 games in a row at home where you faced a really tough defense. That's Wagner, and you just kept battling to the end. And then I saw a lot of similarities. The yards were tough to come by today against the Georgetown team. Talk about their D.
Yeah, I mean, their D plays tough, and they were just swarming to the ball and swarming around me. I think they were really keying in. But they played really well tonight, and hats off to them.
Yeah. Mike Mrazek, the young freshman, made a couple of big plays on that last drive, and Blake, a couple of good throws. They still, though, Russ, they seem to lean on you at crunch time. Do you sense that you take responsibility as the rudder?
Definitely. I'm trying to be the leader. I'm the leader in the offense, and we got a lot of young guys playing, especially on the outside. A lot of freshmen, and when there's a play to be made, I need to make it.
You certainly have held up your end of the bargain. Ross, good luck next week up at Harvard. Congratulations on a great win today.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Matthew, Philip, and Maurice, back to you guys. Great win down here at Fisher Field. What a night. Back to you guys.
The scoop, but to persevere, some guys going down, and then of course the deficit. But you looked at this game a lot differently, because in the second half things kind of changed a little bit for Lafayette.
Yeah, it might not be the heart palpitations that Frank Tavani was talking about, but I was up in the box trying to keep warm, looking at the third quarter and saying, what are we doing? You know, we dropped back Blake Searfoss. We got Alec May, two big sacks. You know, we had the interception. But luckily we came back in the fourth quarter, got back to basics, throwing some quick game again, and then we had that great play with that little fake bubble screen and sneaking the tight end out there, and, you know, came out on top.
When you see a drive like that was led by the young quarterback Blake Searfoss, I mean, do you say to yourself, okay, you know what, we have a battle-proven warrior in Drew Reed, but, you know, this guy, when the cards were down, was able to make the plays?
Oh, definitely. You know, he obviously has some things to learn, but you've got to love, you know, under pressure, he came through, but just a few more things to learn, and now you have at least two guys that you can turn to.
Offense did a great job again coming from behind. We've talked to Ross Sherman. We've mentioned the fact that the defense, the quarterback play was outstanding. The defense really picked it up, but kind of nice to see another freshman kind of put an exclamation point on this game. We saw, obviously, Kasha, the veteran, have a great game, but for Philip Parham, a freshman, to make an interception like that when Georgetown's showed an ability to drive and had a chance, it's got to feel pretty good.
I mean, it has to feel absolutely amazing for these guys. And if you take a look at the starting lineup, there were only two seniors to start on defense today. So to have that kind of production late in the game from young guys making plays, it has to be a great feeling for the entire organization, the coaching staff on down. Obviously doing a great job of recruiting. Scholarships matter. Great kids out there on the field, and I can't wait till next week.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Even some of the guys who were injured, Matt Smalley, Brockman was out for a while, came back and made significant contributions on defense, and obviously they held this team just 7 points in the second half, so they made, I guess maybe not the adjustments so much schematically, but to go out there and persevere against a pretty decent offense showed the ability of this Leopards team to stop the ball, and they get the victory to go to 1-1 in the Patriot League. Now, Georgetown falls to 0-2 in the Patriot League overall. Now Lafayette is an even 3-3. The Hoyas fall to 2-5. So a lot went through on this game for Lafayette to get the W, and what we're going to do now is go ahead and get the highlights of the game. We'll send it up to Mojo. Mike Joseph will show you exactly what took place in the second half for the Lafayette Leopards to get this victory.
Well, thanks, Matty. It was a great game and a great way to finish the game. Lafayette didn't start out very well, but in that first quarter, it was really all Hoyas, and it started off with an interception. You see Blake Searfoss a little bit behind Mike Duncan. Mike Duncan hurt, didn't return to the ball game. Garrett Powers picks that off, and a couple plays later, after a nice drive, you see Nolan. He's going to hit Matthew Buckman here in the flat. Tough coverage there. Lafayette doesn't get him out of bounds before the marker. It's 7-0 at that point in time. And in the second quarter, just early in the second quarter, you're going to see Campella and Wright really did a nice job. Here's Campella, some strong running, ended up with over 140 yards rushing. He beats Dennis Benchko to the end zone, and it's a 14-0 lead at that point. Lafayette needs to answer, and they did that with Deshaun Brown here. Deshaun Brown gets it to the outside, a little bit of Ross Sherman to the other side, so Lafayette spreading the ball left and right, and then Searfoss, he did this all day. He didn't run for a lot of yardage, but he had some big runs, and that one gets the ball down to a half-inch line. Ross Sherman takes it in. Lafayette's on the board. It's 14-7. And now Jared Roberts with, I think, what's the biggest play here, something that really woke them up, and he talked about this with John Leone. An 80-yard return, plus 80-yard return. We saw him, Gary, on his first interception against Bucknell a couple years ago. Cut back. He ran out of gas here right around the 4-yard line. A couple plays later, watch this move in the hole right here. Bang. That's Ross Sherman. That's one of the best in the league right there, and Ross Sherman getting it done. It's 14-all. Lafayette had a chance at the end of the half to put some points on the board. They squandered that opportunity, but in the third quarter, Lafayette came out, and again, Blake Searfoss, I thought, played well. He got the ball to this kid. Matt Mrazek is going to be a big-time star. One of those guys I think is going to take over for Ross Sherman. A beautiful scramble right here. Good protection of the football, and the field goal by Ryan Graylish. Nice to have him back. I mean, Ryan Graylish puts a lot of pressure on the other other team when you know you got 3 points in your back pocket. In the fourth quarter, a little blown coverage here by Lafayette. That's going to score a touchdown, and that's going to take the lead 21-17. But I thought one of the best drives, and taking what the defense gave him, Palumbo underneath, Mrazek at the second level. Mrazek was terrific in the fourth quarter, I think came of age, and then a beautiful run, and that offense came to life a little bit when that offensive line started to own the line of scrimmage. They did it. 2 consecutive home games now. They've really done a nice job. What a play on fourth down. Kasha, Draylon James, who went out of the game hurt, and the last play, Philip Parham, some redemption for him, had a big play against Fordham called against him, came back, made a big play tonight. Gary, it was a big win for Lafayette and a squeaker, but Lafayette will take it.
They gave up 447 yards of total offense tonight, and that doesn't matter because the numbers that matter, 24-21 on the scoreboard. Mike and I will make our way to Harvard next week as long as they don't check our SATs. I'm sure they'll let us on campus. So back to guys who probably could get into Harvard. Back to Matt Province.
Well, I don't know about that, but we're certainly appreciative for your thoughts on that. I hope more share that opinion. Now, before we let everybody go, we look ahead now, and, you know, all of a sudden you go from 2 Patriot League games to stepping out and playing Harvard. You're more than halfway through the season, but what's it like now to step out of conference and keep up the right intensity?
You know, I don't think as a player you think about it that much. You know, you still go with the same intensity as any other game. I think, though, as a coach, you may take pause and say, you know what, if we got a couple guys that were, you know, that are borderline, you might not push them as much as if it were a league game.
Well, you speak of league game, and the one nice thing about winning today, obviously we've talked about it throughout the course of the broadcast, is going 1-1, getting that first win in league play. And you're a player, you've been there, you've won a championship. What does that mean, the 1-1 now that you're on the board in the Patriot League?
I mean, the Patriot League is still wide open. I mean, I won 2 championships when I was here at Lafayette, and we never swept in the Patriot League. Obviously, we won the championship last year. We had 1 loss. I believe the loss was against Bucknell. So you came out here today, a lot of young guys contributed, did what you needed to do, got the job done, and the league is still wide open.
Well, and again, to come back from behind, I mean, it's 14-0, guys. I mean, all of a sudden we lose sight. They were down 14-0, and we were beginning to fret a little bit. But you take the victory, you go back, you get better, and that's what they'll try to do when they have a tough out-of-Patriot League matchup against Harvard next week. It'll never be easy playing those guys, but then again, a chance for this team to even improve before going into the final slate, the stretch of 4 consecutive Patriot League games, ending in Yankee Stadium, of all place, against the rival, the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, who, for the record, fell to 0-5 today, so tough start. Their worst start since 1966. All right, well, guys, it's been a pleasure yet again working alongside of you. We want to thank everybody for watching this production of Lafayette football. Guys in the truck, great job again. Rick, Tim, all the camera people and sound people, we thank you again for all your assistance. But again, from Fisher Stadium, Matt Province saying so long and farewell. Again, 24-21. Lafayette takes care of Georgetown. They run their record to 3-3. Now, have a great rest of the weekend and roll Pards.